presented by Kia.
Welcome back to The Jump. It's day 4 of free agency, and joining us now, Warriors insider Nick Friedell.
Nick, what's going on, Nick?
Yes, sir.
This is, I just should warn you, this is the Kawhi zone, is what you have done.
Let's go, Kawhi!
And then you're dressed for it, I think. If we wanted to kind of have this feel to
want
us,
to do it. Yeah.
You're ready for us.
I'm not saying nothing about Golden State. Listen, the Warrior fans they've been giving me the blues on my Twitter.
Well, let's get into it a little bit, right? KD made a big splash in free agency by joining the Brooklyn Nets, right? One 6 o'clock Eastern hit on Sunday evening. Both KD and Kyrie agreed to long-term deals with Brooklyn. Prior to this year, the Nets hadn't had the top 20 draft pick since 2010. Only 4 playoff appearances to show for it. So, look, it's not exactly a track record that on paper screams, let's sign 2 big free agents, but obviously they'd had a culture build. And for you and Kevin are close. We haven't seen you since he signed. What do you think went into his decision to make this?
First of all, you have to give a lot of credit to the Brooklyn Nets. Sean Marks, they turned that organization completely around to even be in the discussion to land them before they even signed them. I think if you go back to looking over the summers, KD and Kyrie been working out together all the time. They had pictures where they was working out in Miami together. Video of them working out in Miami together. And I think this been brewing over the course of this season. I think they've been in discussion about this, but I think it was either whether they was going to choose the Knicks or the Nets, in my opinion. And obviously, that's night and day. That's apples and oranges. If I had a choice, I'm choosing the Nets too. They moving in the right direction. They got a nice core with LeVert, nice coaching staff, and I think KD time was up in Golden State, in my opinion. I think he came there, he did what he needed to do. He won 2 championships, back-to-back finals MVP. Just think about it. He left almost $70 million on the table. I know he got a lot of money, but still in all, he left about $70 million on the table. And I think, in my opinion, KD never bounced back from the Draymond situation. And I think the Warriors had a chance to sign KD back. But when that situation occurred, and the Warriors tried to clean it up by suspending Draymond. But they suspended Draymond, and then about 2 months later after that, the owner comes back out and says that he wants Draymond there for life, right? He want him there for life. So, it's more so like, it's hard to say they took him for granted, but I think he felt like, it was best for him to leave. And it's hard to overcome that. Those were some harsh words. I didn't got into heated battles with KG. I didn't got into heated battles with Rondo. I didn't got into heated battles with Paul Pierce. We all going to dinner tonight, by the way.
Yep.
But we never crossed the line to that nature.
Right.
And as a man, there's certain levels that you just don't cross the line, and I think that was the last straw.
Is there anything they could have done to clean it up in the end, in the last couple months?
Well, it was hard because it ended so horrible. It ended with KD with an Achilles tear, and there was so many questions going on, and it was just, you could just see it. And then us, now that I'm part of the media, we don't help the situation at all either, because once KD went down and they swept the Portland Trailblazers, who the New Orleans Pelicans last year swept the Portland Trailblazers, that same Portland team, we all of a sudden, is the Warriors better without KD? We're all human beings. KD watched TV, LeBron watched TV, Steph Curry watched TV. So everybody's watching this. And we didn't help the narrative either. So, KD is seeing all this. And the emotions that the Warriors were showing, all of a sudden, Steph back to his normal self once KD go out. It's just, it was just time for him.
So we'll revisit the Draymond situation back from
November.
Right. Because I remember when this happened, and the vibe I got was Draymond said what everyone in the Warriors locker room and organization was thinking about Kevin, which was that it seemed like he had one foot out the door already.
Right.
And they felt like how could you have come here, win these titles, that we've done everything we said we were going to do? When we met in the Hamptons, it's been good, hasn't it? We've been to we've been to 2 straight finals. You're the MVP each time. Your business opportunities have grown. The organization's treated you well. Like, they felt like they did everything they said they were going to do for him. And he took that for granted. Like, I think that was the vibe on where Draymond's side was coming from, and it wasn't just Draymond. Draymond gave voice to what a lot of people said.
And I have no problem with that, and I understand and I agree with you completely. But the words that came out before that, that's the problem what I have. So what if he said, "Go ahead and leave. We know you want to leave." You know that part, but to call him the B word couple of times and tell him you're a B word, that's the ultimate disrespect. And that's the problem that I have with the situation. So I agree with you on that. You know, the Warriors did welcome them with open arms. And then you got to understand, KD and Draymond developed a relationship like me and Kevin Durant had, a real brotherhood. Remember, Draymond was the first guy to recruit KD.
From the parking lot.
So imagine that hurt him to his soul.
Yeah.
You know, I look at you as my brother, and you come at me in this disrespectful manner when I never said once that I was out the door. And I got to give kudos to KD because he never once complained about it. He never once hung his head. He still went out there and competed at a high level and still went out there and played his tail off. And he went out there and sacrificed his body to even try to help them win the game.
I remember talking to Draymond about this later on.
I want to just because we could parse this situation.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. We could parse this situation forever. There's no doubt about it. I'm amused, Kendra, because you said that you wanted to not talk about the Warriors, and then the last. This is what happens. This is what happens here. I want to now that all of that's happened, and we've seen that under the bridge, the Warriors have to go on, right?
Yeah.
However, they lost KD, and now they got to move forward. And Kendrick's right. All through the Western Conference Finals, we heard, "Hey, Steph's in MVP form. Hey, that offense looks good, right? Look, it's all moving." Do you think, Nick, that Steph can return to that MVP version of himself this next year? Because we know what happened to Russell Westbrook when Kevin Durant left OKC.
I think he can to a certain extent, though, Rich, because I think they're going to load manage the hell out of him. This is a different year. And Steph, just like KD, he listens to what everybody's saying, and he's going to hear, the Warriors can't be the same without Kevin, and he's going to want to show that he can still put up 35 on any given night and dominate. But this year is different. They are not going to play him 40 minutes a game in any stretch. They're going to make sure he's not playing heavy back-to-backs. They know as they enter this year without Kevin and without Clay for however long the stretch is, they're probably not going to win a title. And could they come back in the playoffs and make a little noise? Sure. But Steph wants to be a solid player who wins titles down the line. And this year, after 5 straight years in the finals, I just don't see him taking that step back to an MVP level in the moment.
Right. And look, with Clay, he kind of the two of them load managed themselves out of fourth quarters, remember, in 2015, 2016? So they didn't have to, cut down on their minutes because they were so far ahead. But your point is taken. They're not going to have Clay for the first probably 2/3 of the season there until after the All-Star break. So it will be interesting to see which version of Steph we get. If we get 2015 Steph, 2016 Steph, or maybe a modified 2019 conference final.
It's an Iguodala.
That's right, absolutely.
Sure.
Very different stuff going on. Different building. It's all going to be.
But great signing, great steal by getting Looney back.
Kevon Looney, absolutely. Here's what the Jump recommends for today. Tim Bontemps writing up an alternative universe where the Knicks won free agency in 2019. I'm just going to send this to Stephen A. and we'll see what happens. It's on the ESPN app, and just think some happy thoughts during the break for all the Knicks fans out there. We'll be back.
That one is fun.